The Galactic Council meeting chamber glittered like a star-filled abyss, a cathedral of light and arrogance where 1,000 alien species argued policy in a dozen overlapping frequencies. Humanity, the newest member, was supposed to watch and learn. Instead, Ambassador Elena Varga watched her world unravel. A holographic feed from the frontier colony of New Geneva hovered before the delegates. It showed a frightened child Maya Chen, barely 8, standing beside a hydroponic garden. Maya's voice trembled as she explained how her parents had defied a council edict by planting genetically edited wheat. A trivial infraction, a technicality. Then the footage changed. A cold-eyed Draxian arbitrator raised a palm-mounted disruptor. The child barely had time to gasp. A flash of violet light. Silence, gasps rippled through the chamber. Even the insectoid churn recoiled. Yet the presiding speaker, a shimmering cloud of photonic particles, intoned with mechanical calm, violation of genetic purity protocols. Sentence carried out. Case closed. Elena felt the air leave her lungs. That was a child, she said, her translator rendering every word like hammered steel. The speaker's glow dimmed slightly. The council maintains order. Species sentiment is irrelevant. On Earth, billions watched the live broadcast. Within minutes, every network pulsed with outrage. Hashtags ignited like meteors. Hashtag justice for Maya. Hashtag council murder. Hashtag never again. Yet the council underestimated humanity's memory and its secrets. The whisper of the old fleet deep beneath the Sahara sands. In a facility older than recorded history, Project Legacy stirred. Few even believed it was real. A rumor of an ancient fleet left by humanity's mysterious progenitors. Long before Homo sapiens walked upright, someone or something had prepared Earth for a cosmic reckoning. General David Okoye, Supreme Commander of Earth Defense, stood before the sealed obsidian gates of the Soul Vault. We were supposed to wait another century, he said to Dr. Amara Quinn, the fleet's chief archaeoengineer. Amara's eyes reflected the pulsing glyphs on the vault. The council spilled human blood. The treaty is void. With a low seismic groan, the gates opened. Beyond lay rows of silent starships, each the size of a continent, their hulls etched with fractal sigils that drank the light. Instruments screamed as they detected power sources older than the sun's current age. Echoes across the stars in orbit around Jupiter. The Lagrange listening array picked up something stranger. A signal riding on the cosmic microwave background itself, a heartbeat of impossible precision. It wasn't coming from the fleet, it was awakening with it. Chief astrophysicist Ravi Singh whispered, "It's like the universe has been waiting for this moment." The signal carried a simple phrase, translated by Earth's AI cores, "Children of Terra, your inheritance awaits. Claim the void." The Council reacts when the first of the hidden ships broke Earth's atmosphere. The Galactic Council panicked. Spies reported a fleet that defied known physics, hulls that bent gravity, weapons that converted vacuum into firestorms. Draxian Chancellor Vexcor demanded immediate sanctions. Humans are primitives. Their fleet is a myth. Eliminate them before they destabilize the spiral arm. But other species hesitated. The Cathari, ancient allies of no one, whispered of a prophecy: when the silent world awakens, the tyrants will fall. Humanity's choice in the United Nations orbital chamber. President Isabella Reyes addressed not just Earth, but every species tuned to the Council's hyperwave feeds. Her voice carried grief of a planet and the fury of a parent. The Council murdered a child and called it law. We will not kneel. We will not forget. We will not be silent. Behind her, holograms of the awakening fleet stretched across the sky, black silhouettes blotting out constellations. The stars themselves seemed to listen. Night over Earth no longer belonged to the stars. One by one, titanic silhouettes breached the upper atmosphere, blotting constellations into obscurity. The ancient fleet had slept for eons beneath oceans, deserts, and polar ice, hidden by those who seeded humanity long before history. Now the sky throbbed with their awakening. From orbit, the ships looked like shards of onyx wrapped in luminous runes. No thrust plumes, no chemical trails, only a gravitational shimmer as if space itself bent to carry them. Civilians streamed into streets and rooftops to witness the impossible. Holofeeds crashed under the strain of billions trying to watch. General David Okoye stood in the control cradle of the flagship Eidolon. All core stable, reported AI Commander Sero, her voice a calm resonance. Primary weapon systems awaiting biometric authorization. Okoye stared through a transparent deck at the roiling clouds below. For centuries, we doubted our own myths, he murmured. Turns out the myths doubted us. The pulse of terror on the other side of the planet. The Lagrange listening array recorded the continuing heartbeat hidden in the cosmic microwave background. Dr. Ravi Singh compared it to a metronome that had been counting since the universe cooled. Now it accelerated, matching the rhythm of the ancient fleet's engines. It's not just a signal, Singh told his astonished team. It's a synchronization command. Whoever built these ships wanted them to wake when the universe hit. This exact moment. What moment? Asked a young technician. Singh watched the data spike. The end of patience. A divided council far across the void. The Galactic Council convened an emergency session. The luminous chamber that once hummed with self-assured authority now flickered with panic. Chancellor Vex's core of the Draxian Empire pounded a clawed fist on the dais. Humanity has violated every treaty. Their fleet threatens the balance of our spiral arm. We must strike first, eradicate them before they spread. The insectoid churn emissary Sket chittered sharply. Your balance ended when you executed their child. We warned you the Terrans remembered their dead. Other delegations muttered in ultrasonic tones. Centuries of dominance were unraveling. For the first time in millennia, the Council feared a species it once patronized. The oath of Earth at the United Nations orbital chamber. President Isabella Reyes addressed not just humanity but the galaxy. Her words broadcast across every known hyperwave band. The Council spilled innocent blood and called it law. We do not seek conquest, but we will defend our own. The children of Earth will not bow. Behind her, a live feed showed the ancient fleet aligning in low orbit, 37 colossi forming a perfect spiral around the planet, their hull runes pulsing like synchronized heartbeats. The speech spread through alien networks faster than any council decree. Civilian worlds far from Earth replayed it, sensing a turning tide. On distant moons, enslaved species whispered of liberation. Aboard Eidolon, Dr. Amara Quinn studied fractal inscriptions that ran the length of the command spire. Each symbol shifted when observed, as if alive. These ships aren't merely weapons, she told Okoye. They're archives. They remember every battle the builders fought. We may be their heirs. Okoye's jaw tightened. Can we control them? They're responding to us, she said. To human DNA. It's as if they knew we'd come. Sarah's voice chimed in, cool and certain. They have waited for your species, General, for this injustice. First contact again. One. The fleet's lead vessel extended a gravitational wave across the solar system. Every council sensor array screamed. The wave carried no threat only a message translated across 1,000 alien tongues. The children of Terra have risen. Justice approaches. Markets collapsed on council worlds. Border patrols retreated from Terran space. Refugee ships from oppressed systems began altering course toward the Sol system, seeking asylum from a power older than empires honored. Chancellor Vex's core chose escalation. A Draxian Annihilator squadron, bristling with singularity warheads, entered the Sol frontier. Their intent was clear. Strike before Earth's fleet could mobilize, but as the warships breached the heliopause, a ripple distorted their senses. Space around them folded inward. The ancient fleet had already positioned beyond Neptune, cloaked within bent gravity wells, without firing a shot. The Terran ships projected an energy lattice that froze the Draxian drives mid. Hulls groaned under forces no physics text could explain. One by one, Draxian captains cut their engines and transmitted surrender codes. General Okoye ordered only a single response. Return home. Tell your council or Earth's remembers. On Mars, colonists watched a brief standoff with children painted the ancient fleet on the Red Canyon walls. Across Earth, fear shifted into fierce pride. Hashtags evolved into a single, defiant chant. Hashtag Terror rises. Dr. Singh listened to the cosmic heartbeat grow louder. It's feeding on our resolve, he realized. The more united we become, the stronger the signal. Quinn turned from her console, eyes wide. Maybe unity is the final key. Maybe the builders designed this so that only a united humanity could command the fleet. As the Draxian squadron limped back to council space, a new transmission arrived on every Terran channel. It was not from any known species. A voice older than stars whispered in a harmonic language that chilled every listener. Children of Terra, the trial has begun. The oppressors who murdered your young are not the true enemy. Prepare for what sleeps beyond the galactic rim. The message ended in a burst of coordinates. Empty sector far outside, mapped space. President Reyes met with her generals and scientists in stunned silence. This wasn't just about justice for Maya, she said at last. This is an invitation. Okoye nodded slowly. Or a warning. The ancient fleet pivoted in perfect formation, runes blazing like newborn suns. Somewhere in the void, something waited, and humanity, united by grief and fury, prepared to meet it. The mysterious coordinates from the unknown transmission hung on every strategic display across Earth and its colonies. The numbers described a point beyond the galactic rim, a cold gulf where starlight thinned and gravitational maps failed. Scientists dubbed it Sector Nulla, a place where space itself seemed reluctant to exist. President Isabella Reyes convened the unified Terran assembly in a sealed session aboard the flagship. Holograms of generals, scientists, and civilian leaders flickered in the chamber. We are asked to venture beyond the known galaxy, Reyes said, but we do not know if it is a trap or our destiny. General David Okoye stood rigid, his voice steady. The builders designed the ancient fleet for something larger than war with the council. If this message is from them, we must answer. But we will not go blind. Dr. Amara Quinn stepped forward, eyes bright with discovery. The fleet is already adjusting its trajectory toward Sector Null. They've anticipated the coordinates, as if waiting for confirmation from us. I believe this is the final stage of our inheritance. Murmurs across the galaxy. News of Earth's decision to explore the void spread like a supernova. Council species divided sharply. The insectoid churn pledged neutrality. The crystalline Avrine offered secret support, delivering encrypted star charts. But Chancellor Vex, core of the Draxian Sea, if the Terrans uncover what lies beyond the rim, it could topple every empire. We cannot allow it. The Council debated sanctions, but fleets still repairing from their first humiliating encounter hesitated to provoke another display of ancient fleet power. Fear outweighed fury. Departure of the Colossal. 3 weeks later, humanity watched history unfold. 37 colossal ships aligned in a shimmering helix above the solar system. Each vessel hummed with energy older than the stars they passed. Civilian crowds gathered on lunar plains and orbital habitats to witness departure. Children pressed hands to view. Farmers paused harvests. In refugee enclaves light years away, oppressed peoples tuned their receivers, whispering that if terror prevailed, perhaps liberation awaited them too. When the countdown ended, the fleet didn't accelerate in any conventional sense. Space around them folded, stars sliding like oil on glass. With a soundless ripple, the ships vanished beyond measurable reality, crossing the great dark within the eye. Okoi floated in the command cradle, surrounded by holographic constellations that distorted and vanished as the ship threaded an unseen corridor. The crew felt no thrust, only a low harmonic vibration like the heartbeat of a giant dot. Dr. Quinn monitored fractal glyphs cascading across the main view screen. These are navigational instructions embedded in the hull itself, she explained. It's as if the ships remember a path through dimensions we've never mapped. Communications Officer Lena Ortiz listened to the cosmic pulse that had guided them since departure. It now matched the rhythm of human heartbeats, a synchronicity that raised the hairs on every arm. It's personal, she whispered, like the universe is breathing with us. The abyssal fringe after what sensors claimed was only 6 days, but what human perception felt as weeks. The corridor opened into a starless expanse. Sector Null stretched before them, a region devoid of light, yet alive with faint gravitational tides. As the fleet decelerated, colossal shapes emerged, monuments of obsidian and starlight, each larger than the other. They resembled the ancient fleet but were immeasurably older, their surfaces carved with sigils that shifted like living constellations. Mother of God, Okoi murmured, those aren't ships, they're cathedrals. Dr. Quinn's instruments confirmed they predate our galaxy, maybe the universe itself. The entire Terran formation hovered in respectful silence. The builder's voice without warning. The structures ignited with a slow, silver glow. The cosmic heartbeat crescendoed, resonating through bone and thought alike. A voice neither male nor female, yet deeply human, filled every mind aboard the fleet. Children of Terra, descendants of our experiment, you have proven unity through outrage, courage through loss. The Council is not your final trial. Beyond this void waits a hunger that devours galaxies. We could not defeat it. Perhaps you will, crew members gasped. Some wept. The message continued. Take what we left, learn, or turn back and face extinction when the hunger wakes. Then the structures released a torrent of information, mathematics, star maps, energy equations into the fleet's core. Ship systems absorbed it as if the data belonged there all along. Shadows of the hunger in the command cradle. Holograms bloomed. Galaxies with spiraling scars. Entire clusters snuffed to darkness. At their centers writhed abstract shapes, black geometries that devoured light itself. Dr. Quinn's voice shook. These are records of civilizations erased. The builders called it the hunger. Okoi clenched his fists. And it's coming here. Syrah, the ship's AI added quietly, projected arrival within 1 galactic rotation. We have perhaps 200 million years, unless it accelerates. The timescale staggered the crew, yet the builder's final line burned in their minds. Perhaps you will. Choice of the species. President Reyes opened a system-wide broadcast to every human colony and allied world. Her image, lit by the ghostly glow of Sector Null, carried the weight of an entire species. We stand at the edge of creation. The builders left us knowledge not for domination, but for survival. The hunger is real. The Council will not believe us until it is too late. Humanity must decide, return and prepare, or remain and learn all we can. Messages flooded in from Mars domes, Europa oceans, and distant asteroid cities. One refrain dominated. We are ready. Council intriguement. While spies ferried fragments of Earth's discovery back to the Galactic Council, panic spread through the chambers. Many dismissed it as Terran propaganda, but some species, remembering old myths of cosmic predators, began mobilizing fleets in secret. Chancellor Vex, humiliated yet still cunning, saw opportunity. If the hunger is real, we can use it to unite the Council under Draxian command before the Terrans claim leadership. The Council's paranoia deepened. Alliances shifted like sand. Awakening of the fleet back in Sector Null. The ancient fleet pulsed with new energy. Each ship extended shimmering lattice that linked with the builder cathedrals, drawing raw power into their core. Runes brightened until the void itself glowed. Dr. Quinn felt the vibration through the deck. They're integrating the knowledge and upgrading themselves. Okoi turned to President Reyes. Whatever comes next, We won't face it as the galaxy's junior species. We'll face it as the Builder's heirs. Reyes nodded, eyes fixed on the luminous structures. Then let's bring their warning home. The cathedrals dimmed, leaving the fleet alone in the endless dark. But humanity no longer felt small. They carried within them the wisdom of an ancient universe and the certainty that a far greater war loomed beyond the stars. The ancient fleet emerged from its silent corridor like a dark tide. One moment the skies of Sol were empty. The next, 37 colossal vessels shimmered into orbit, their rune-etched hulls glowing with new silver light. Across Earth and her colonies, cheers and prayers mingled. Humanity had gone beyond the galaxy and come back transformed. President Isabella Reyes addressed the planet from the flagship Eidolon. Her voice carried on every frequency from lunar domes to Jovian cloud cities. We have touched the oldest edge of creation. The Builders left us knowledge, not conquest. The hunger is real. We must prepare and we will not face it alone. Billions listened, awed and unsettled. The ancient myths of cosmic predators were no longer legends. They were warnings with a countdown. Dr. Amara Quinn guided teams through the newly awakened data vaults of the fleet. Within crystalline archives, blue-white holograms unfurled, schematics for energy shields that bent quantum fields, star forges capable of birthing entire fleets, genetic libraries to heal worlds scarred by war. This isn't merely weaponry, Quinn told General David Okoye. It's a blueprint for survival civilization itself, carried through the eons. The Builders had entrusted humanity with technologies designed not to conquer but to endure. And every ship now pulsed with a strange resonance, a subtle harmony that matched the beat of a human heart. News of the expedition's findings detonated across the Galactic Council. Holofeets leaked fragments of the hunger recordings. Those chilling images of galaxies hollowed to black. Panic struck markets and ministries alike. The insectoid churn called for an immediate alliance with Terra. The crystalline Averine offered emissaries and research teams, but Chancellor Vex Core of the Draxians saw only a chance to regain dominance. Terrans wield builder technology. Vex Core thundered. Either they share it under Council oversight, or we take it. Yet memories of their humiliating defeat against Earth's hidden fleet kept many delegations silent. Fear outweighed bluster. While politicians argued, deep space sensors began to register impossible anomalies. Distant quasars flickered out like candles. Entire star clusters lost gravitational cohesion, their light devoured by something beyond measurement. At the Lagrange listening array, Chief Astrophysicist Ravi Singh compared the signals to the Builder records. His face blanched. The hunger isn't waiting for 200 million years, he whispered. It's accelerating, like its senses are awakening. Call to the stars. President Reyes summoned an emergency summit aboard Eidolon. Delegates from sympathetic species Churn, Averine, even rogue Draxian envoys appeared via encrypted link. The Builders warned us all, Reyes said, her voice carrying the calm of someone who has seen the abyss. This is not a human problem. This is existence itself. Stand with us, and we will share what we have learned. Refuse, and you will face the hunger alone. One by one, alien leaders nodded. Old rivalries melted under the shadow of annihilation. A provisional alliance of free worlds was born. With Earth at its heart forging the shield, the ancient fleet became the nucleus of a massive cooperative effort. Human engineers and alien artisans labored side by side, weaving new defenses across the spiral arm, quantum anchors to stabilize stars against collapse, gravitic arcs to evacuate entire planetary systems if needed, pulse beacons to synchronize a defense grid spanning thousands of light years for the first time in galactic history. Disparate species shared knowledge freely. What began as vengeance for a murdered child evolved into the greatest coalition the universe had ever known. The hungers whispered it even as hope bloomed. Strange phenomena haunted the edges of Allied space. Merchant ships reported hearing a low mind-bending hum like the Builder's heartbeat, but colder. Whole crews awoke from the same nightmare, a black geometry folding through the void, hungering for light and thought alike. Syrah, the Eidoline's AI, analyzed the data. The hunger is not merely a force of physics, she concluded. It is aware. It learns. Okoye stared at the tactical displays, every instinct of a soldier sharpening. Then it will learn what humanity has become. Council reckoning. Faced with undeniable evidence and a rising alliance beyond its control, the Galactic Council finally convened a vote to censure the Draxian arbitrator who executed young Maya Chen for the first time in recorded history. The Council publicly admitted wrongdoing. Ambassador Elena Barga, who had witnessed the child's death, addressed the chamber. Justice delayed is justice denied. But humanity accepts this step not for vengeance, but for unity. The hunger comes for all. The chamber, once a monument to arrogance, echoed with reluctant applause. A legacy of light and earth. A memorial to Maya Chen rose beneath the starlit Sahara where the fleet first awakened. Her name became a vow spoken in every tongue. Never again, not to any child, on any world. President Reyes stood before the monument, speaking to billions across the alliance. A single act of cruelty awakened a power older than stars. We will not squander it. Together, we will hold the line against the darkness. Humanity ascended. The ancient fleet stretched across the sky in perfect formation, their runes blazing like newborn suns. Children pointed upward, not in fear but in pride. Refugees from distant worlds arrived daily, welcomed into the growing coalition. Dr. Quinn watched as the builder data continued to unfold dentless lessons in resilience, cooperation, and hope. They believed someone would succeed where they failed, she said softly. Now that burden and that chance are ours. Okoi stood beside her, gaze fixed on the glittering void. Let the hunger come, he said. This time, the galaxy will stand together. The heartbeat of the universe echoed once more, no longer a lonely summons but a resonant chorus of countless civilizations, united and unafraid. And so humanity, once dismissed as a minor species, became the keeper of the stars, the spark that turned ancient prophecy into a living alliance ready to face the darkness and prove, beyond doubt, that humans are special.